I recently made a post on Instagram when I got a new bottle of Fahrenheit, the Parfum version. And I quickly realized that people actually thought that this was the classic Fahrenheit. This is not your dad's Fahrenheit. And I'll tell you everything you need to know in 6 Pulze Pointz. Now, this does have the original Fahrenheit DNA, but they've modernized it. To me, I liken this to what Dodge did with the Charger and the Challenger. Very classic muscle cars. They took the essence of that, the body style of that, and just added some modern curves, modern bells and whistles, and then re-released it. That's kind of what I think Dior did with Fahrenheit. They took the essence of what the original was, but then infused it with some of the modern notes like leather. They updated the violet leaf, oud, vanilla, which is really heavy in fragrances now, and then just re-released it. To me, I think this was an absolute hit. Now, this fragrance comes across oily. When I say oily, I mean the way that it smells, not necessarily the way that it feels. Now, it's a Parfum concentration, but not any different than any other Parfum strength concentration. When I say it comes across oily, I mean the actual smell. It smells like something like a motor oil or baby oil. Think about how those things smell and feel, and you kind of get a similar sense with this particular fragrance. This fragrance is thick, it's dark, and it's heavy. In my opinion, this is a quintessential winter-based fragrance. I wouldn't try to wear this in any other season other than the winter, and this winter it was a staple, a go-to fragrance, and it worked beautifully. Now, when you first spray this, you may feel that this is a little dated, but give it a second. Even though it has that familiar DNA to it, once you get into the base and that vanilla and oud and leather really start playing a part to this fragrance, and what really makes it modern and just a gorgeous fragrance. But you do have to get past the opening a little bit to get into the mid and the base. This is what really makes me like Dior as a fragrance house. This is one of the ones I think that makes them #1 on the designer side for men's fragrances. Just a beautifully constructed fragrance, smells more expensive than it is. No complaints with performance. It doesn't smell synthetic. It may not be quote unquote natural, but just a very elegantly well blended fragrance, and what I think puts Dior at the top of the men's game. Pulze Point number 6. This one is, I'm gonna classify as gone too soon. I think this fragrance is discontinued. I still see bottles online. Don't see this here locally in shops or anything like that, and I believe people just assume that this Parfum version is the same as the Eau de Toilette, the classic Eau de Toilette, because the packaging really is, there's no real obvious difference between the bottles. I mean, Yeah, maybe if you have two classic or the classic bottle next to this, you can see that it's a little more updated and a little different. But just passing this without actually knowing that it's a different scent, I don't know if I would have made that connection. And I may have seen this in the stores before and just overlooked it because the bottle itself is so similar. Now it does at the bottom say Parfum, but who's going to pick up the bottle and look at the base of it to see if it's different? And that could be why it's discontinued. I don't believe it was on the market for a long time. That's all I have for you guys with this one. If you have any opinions on Fahrenheit Parfum, let me know. And if this is your first time visiting the Pulze Pointz channel, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Your dad's Fahrenheit.